to because I'm afraid somebody will call an ambulance like, that guy's having a seizure or a stroke or something.
Somebody call the law.
Yeah. There's something seriously wrong with that man.
Whatever's happening here is not appropriate.
Yeah.
Anyway, show 139 underway. back to TikTok. Where were we? I don't even know what happened. Justin, come on, man. It's off the rails already.
Yep.
This is worse than the construction that I drive through every day.
So TikTok adds a new mental health awareness hub to provide users access to resources. So it's no secret with the U.S. ban of TikTok looming, the company is introducing a new mental health awareness hub to allow users to learn about well-being topics, connect with advocates, and support organizations that provide important resources. To access the new hub, users have to use the hashtag mental health awareness at the top of the page and tap on the link in the description. The hub will be updated throughout May to highlight new educational videos, mental health and wellness-centered creators, and organizations dedicated to raising awareness about mental health. TikTok is also donating over $2 million in ad credits to organizations working on supporting mental well-being, including Alliance for Eating Disorders, American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, Crisis Text Line, Made for Millions, National Alliance on Mental Illness, National Eating Disorders Association, and Peer Health Exchange. In addition, TikTok is going to host a series of training sessions to equip its partners with the tools that they need to share information with their communities during critical moments such as World Mental Health Day in October or back to school season. So TikTok's new mental health
rubs me the wrong way a little bit. It just kind of seems like a PR thing and kind of weird. If it's true, and the studies suggest that using things like TikTok constantly deteriorates your mental health, and then they come back with, but we've got a mental health portal here or whatever, the hub.
Well, you're pretty much dead on center on this one because TikTok's mental health awareness initiatives come as the American Psychological Association issued its first ever health advisory on social media last week, which it's still mind-boggling.
Yeah.
And here's why. Addressing mounting concerns about how social networks designed for adults can negatively impact adolescents. So the association that says social media is bad posts their reports on social media.
It's such a catch-22. So
Yeah.
this is, and I agree wholeheartedly with Justin. My thoughts are, we went down this rabbit hole of social media is the devil, but also social media is the greatest thing ever. And I'm not gonna lie, we use the snot out of social media for our patch stuff because that's the easiest, best way to get messages out to the masses.
Right.
So in one way, but we use Facebook, which Facebook's the devil too. But in one way, it's wonderful because you can mass message people,
right,
and stay in that loop of what's happening in your community. But in the other way, people just stay attached to it like nobody's business, and the mental health issues are justified. I mean, Mark Zuckerberg testified in Congress, and then a week later, one of his employees, dropped bombs of emails of they've known for 10 years that this is mentally degrading, and social media affects your cognitive abilities. Period.
Right.
Especially your mental health aspects. So he lied to Congress about it, and people just pretend like it's okay. But man, what a rough deal. Some of the happiest people I've seen have said, I don't do social media.
Yeah.
And I agree with them. But it's hard because then you feel like you're missing out. You feel like you're not staying relevant with the latest news, and it's just really hard if you don't go look at your favorite movie star, superstar, sports athlete's wonderful life. And so I don't know. I don't TikTok, so because I just see people just death scrolling.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can go on for hours. It seems like it's almost designed to, clearly, if every video just keeps going right after the last one instantly, I mean, it's
I talked to one of our
designed to suck you in.
athletes as a middle school kid, and he was like, hey, I spent 6 hours just going through TikTok. And I was like, 6 hours? And a bunch of them were like, yeah, that's nothing, go home in the evening or, on a lazy Saturday, they just sit there and scroll through TikTok all for, hours and hours. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yikes.
Yeah, so I mean, it's out there, and there's been a lot of health studies This is crazy. I ran across this a couple weeks ago. I'm in the process of writing Roane County's after school grant, and I ran, data mining out the wazoo for the last month and a half. But this generation, of course, is not going to live longer than the previous generation for the first time in history, our kids. So you didn't know that one?
No.
That was big news, about 2 years ago. In the history of people, this generation will be the first generation that lives less long, if that makes sense. So the average age of life expectancy dropped for the first time in history, which is crazy when you think about that. You think about, we have the most advanced medical technology, we have the most information available at your fingertips, we have the best doctors, sitting in seats that, they have the best tools that you could ever want, and yet this generation's going to live less, even with all that.
And that's what shocked me.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. So this generation will also, they're seeing now, because they've been doing some studies over the last 8 to 10 years, will also have the worst eyesight and the worst hearing.
Now that I can.
Because they put earbuds in and they keep them in for way more time than what you should, and they're, the stirrup and the bones in your ear essentially get fatigued, and then it's just like your eyes with eye strain. And their eye strain is the same thing. Their eyes get fixated on the screen 6 inches away from their face. They don't look up and look around enough to get rid of the fatigue for their eyes, so their vision is also. We're going to have a bunch of hearing aid glass wearing 40-year-olds that.
Financially less well off too, I think I read, than the previous generation. Usually it's always you want the next generation to do better, and it's
you
going
build
backwards.
well. Yeah, so the health part of it's what scares me, and then also. It's not hard. We see it here. Just again, the data mining I do for the grants, the health in West Virginia is just horrid.
Oh yeah.
And it's not getting better,
No.
especially kids. And that's what's scary. Youth obesity and type 2 diabetes onset has plummeted. Like type 2 diabetes never had the tagline youth attached to it until the last 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's youth type 2 diabetes, and it's off the charts high. Like the WHO just had to adjust their charts. They had to go above 45% to encapsulate Americans. So,
Wow.
Yeah, it's unreal. That's your shocker for today. Sorry to bring all the bad news. It's grant writing season for me. I read the data and I'm just like, why? Ignorance is bliss. If I didn't know this.
I think there could be like a slight argument, and it maybe slightly valid, that you should be responsible and do things in moderation. So I mean, it's not per se TikTok's fault that you sit there for 6 hours. You should have the self-control to
It's
get
personal
up.
decision for sure.
Like I could see people on the saying that you just got to be responsible. These apps do amazing things, and it's the people that are making the bad choices with them
I agree 100% with you, but what I've ran across with the data is that parents don't regulate their children,
right?
In any manner, because it started out, parents started using it as a babysitter. You got a toddler, it's easy to hand them an iPad or your phone and say, keep yourself occupied, and then that child becomes ingrained in that role of, well, I need to entertain myself, give me my digital device. And then when they hit middle school, it's hard for teachers to keep middle schoolers off their phones during the day, which is a struggle. And parents, it's crazy. Parents argue for their middle schooler to have their phone during the day in case of an emergency.
Yeah, because the school doesn't have phones or anything.
Yeah, it's unreal. I just mean, what emergencies, anyway. So it's a whole fiasco. And by the time they get to high school, it's attached. And then, and that's what the social media people want. We've seen some documentaries and stuff, but it's still, if they're not selling anything, you're the product.
Yeah.
And but it's hard.
And as a parent of a child that's
you're at that
dipping
age.
their toe into all this, it scares me to death.
Oh yeah, and it's hard. I mean, I look at my mom, and my mom loves Facebook because it's her way to stay connected to her friends and the world, and and I understand her wanting to use Facebook. Thankfully, she doesn't use it a whole lot, but still quite a bit.
Right.
So.
Yeah, like when I was growing up, I mean, there were like portable DVD players. Sometimes parents would take on a road trip. The kid would be watching a DVD in the back. I never had that, but all of us are. I pretty much grew up in a totally different world. I mean, couldn't draw a more stark line of like. We pretty much had no screen time distraction to keep us, occupied, and now it's everywhere. I mean,
Yeah.
The closest to like screen time you had was while traveling is like if you knew somebody that had a Game Boy. That
Ooh,
was
yeah.
and that was it. And the batteries in those pretty much.
Back in my day, it was the little dot football game.
Yeah.
You just go up, down, left, and right.
yeah.
Oh yeah, or the Tiger handheld games. It's like, but the batteries pretty much dictated how long you
Oh,
had
yeah.
screen time. It pretty much monitored itself. It's like, yep, battery's dead, can't do anything else.
Yeah, yeah. You get 2 hours, and that's it. You're done, regardless of how.
Yeah,
it
yeah.
goes.
So that was the thing. You knew how long the batteries would last on average. So then you would plan the trip. I was like, okay, I'll wait till we get this far in before I'll start playing. And
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I don't know. I kind of hate grant writing season because I see the data and I'm just like, oh no.
it's rather depressing.
Yeah. So I was talking with Penny Arnold and we're going to do a little mental health thing with her about just a positive message every other day or something along those lines, just to kind of bolster people's spirits.
Yeah.
Little Mr. Rogers type deal. But,
And
I don't know.
I
Who
think
knows?
that's what we need more of, more Mr.
Yeah,
Rogers.
well, here's the crazy part. It's just like Justin, or one of you two just said it. We're going on social media to combat social media. I was like, we gotta get this message out here. So of course we'll throw it out on our Facebook page.
Yeah.
Because Penny's reading next. She told me a really interesting story though. I will say this. So this is the positives of social media.
Yeah.
So she read a book, and I cannot for the life of me remember the name of it. As part of Penny's reading nook, the author saw it, sent a message on there and said, hey, if you want coloring sheets or anything like that, here's my email, and I love that you shared my book.
Oh wow.
And read it and did it for your class and did it on your social media page and just feel honored, blah blah blah, and I was like, how cool is that? You read a book and the author actually sees it.
Yeah.
And Penny's reading nook's very popular, so it doesn't.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah, Penny's reading nooks has gone on as long as
Yeah.
we've done this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I remember when we did it out there
Yeah.
and like the numbers, because I remember back then the numbers Penny was pulling us, like I would show her, and it just mind blowing.
Yeah, crazy good.
Yeah.
But, so 2 minutes ago I'm bashing social media. Now I'm bragging about how it connected an author with a preschool teacher that's reading their story.
Right.
How cool is that?
Yeah,
So there are positives.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword. You just can't win.
Well, as Justin said, moderation.
Yeah, and I think that is, and that's not just social media problem. I think it's a society problem that nobody wants to discuss. Is self-accountability.
Yeah, you give up too much if you start down that road.
Yeah.
And I'm bad about it. I'll cruise Facebook, or
Right.
whatever. I was gonna say I don't have. I probably do have Instagram. Yeah, I have Instagram. But anyway, I don't cruise in that often. But every once in a while I'll get bored and hey, what's going on in the social media world?
But it's one of those, we don't want to address the 800-pound elephant in the room with self-moderation. We want to blame TikTok. We want to blame Facebook.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, that I'm not giving them a free pass because they're just as guilty as anybody.
Mhm.
But it's just like, well, why don't you look at the person in the mirror that has that decision of, I can limit myself if I want to. I just choose not to.
Yeah, I guess with kids it gets a little different.
Well, right, because
that lack of like you said, Dave, parents that aren't doing what they need to do.
Right,
That's
right.
a little different.
Right, and I'm not going to sit here and on a high horse and say, oh, I'm the perfect parent and all this, that. I will openly admit there's been times where Sadie's had her tablet too long. And it's one of those, I get tied up in something and just kind of forget about it. And there's been repercussions on that on my end, and I've actually seen her behavior as a result of that. And it's like, you need to go outside, go do something productive because this isn't getting you anywhere.
It seems like we've had other stories like this where, it's a good thing, so you don't want to say it's bad that TikTok is looking at mental health and promoting stuff, but yeah, it's just coming from them. I think maybe before it's like there was some other technology that tried to institute some safety type measures, and you're like, it's a good thing, but it's also kind of,
Yeah, TikTok has kind of been the forefront on addressing these issues, saying, yeah, we know we're part of the problem, but let's see if we can be part of the solution, where Facebook and Instagram and Twitter have kind of just buried that and it's like, oh, this isn't the information you're looking for.
Yeah, it is
kind of pretend it
weird
doesn't happen.
because you're right. One set ignores the problem, pretends like it's not happening. The other one addresses it, but maybe not for the right reasons. I mean, I don't know. But.
Right.
I think what's another thing TikTok had done was, keeping random people from being able to message underage or kids basically. I thought we had a story something along those lines.
Yeah. One of the social media groups was limiting children being able to communicate with adults.
Yeah.
And there's another one that would maybe give you a warning if like a comment or a post or something was offensive or adult content or I don't know.
Yeah, Bark. That's a software you can load on your kid's phone and basically monitor literally everything that they do and
I like
say.
Bark.
And we like this. Well, we became a partner with them, and it'll sit there and monitor your kids, and then you can use that app to actually help you monitor your kids. You can limit their screen time. You can see what they're watching. You can see what they're sending messages, and if they send a message with a certain trigger word, you'll get notified automatically. Hey, this is violence, self-harm, blah 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 blah.
Well, I liked it because it let me know if they were trying to load another app. Like it blocked apps until you approved them.
Yeah.
So, if you have a kid and they wanted to add, TikTok or Snapchat or something along those lines.
Or a tool that tried to bypass.
Yeah. So it let, it alerted you. So
yeah.
And by the way, for all the parents out there, if you feel like Snapchat's the way to go, there's an app and I don't know how long it's been out, but one of the kids was telling me about. There's an app now that will capture Snapchat photos and videos so that they don't just disappear. So it makes it a lot easier than what some of the kids were doing.
Yeah.
Because I knew some kids would forward it to their own account and then have a second way to capture it.
Yeah.
Excuse me. All right, so moving on from that's our social media platform for the day. You're welcome. That's our PSA.
Yes.
Microsoft.
So Microsoft, their Microsoft's Phone Link app for iOS is now available to all Windows 11 users, bringing iMessage and more to PCs. Microsoft announced yesterday that Phone Link for iOS is now available to all Windows 11 customers, allowing iPhone users to make and receive phone calls, send and receive messages via iMessage, access their contacts, and see their phone's notifications directly on their Windows PC. Phone Link previously only worked with Android phones. Ha ha ha.
Can't imagine.
Yeah.
Apple's finally getting caught up after 2 years.
Yeah, imagine that.
Yay.
The company started rolling out Phone Link for iOS on Windows 11 last month in 39 languages across 85 markets, and noted that it would take a few weeks for it to reach all customers. Phone Link offers basic support for calls, messages, and contacts, but it has some limitations as it doesn't support the option to reply to group messages or send images and videos. Microsoft notes that messages are session-based and will only come through when your phone is connected to your PC. Notifications are delivered to the PC through Windows notifications, which means users can check, pin, and dismiss them from the Windows interface. To get started with Phone Link, users are guided through the setup process. They will pair their iPhone to the PC over Bluetooth. Phone Link for iOS requires an iPhone with iOS 14 or higher, a Windows 11 device, and a Bluetooth connection, and the latest version of the Phone Link app. Support is not available for iPad or macOS at this time.
Okay.
You ever use it? Phone Link?
I tried a couple years, a year or two ago when it first came out and couldn't get my phone linked to it, and I was like, forget it. I'll just. But when I use it for, it works well anyway. I just I have my phone linked with I use Google Messages for my texting, so you can go to messages.google.com and it links with your phone. And I can pull up my text messages right there. I don't need to make and receive phone calls from my computer, but it is nice to see and respond to text messages from my computer when I'm working on something.
So you don't have to get your phone out.
Right.
And how does it connect to your computer? Like Bluetooth, or do you have to have it plugged in?
For which? The Phone Link here or the Android messages?
Either.
Okay, the Phone Link, it connects to your computer via Bluetooth. The Android messages link.
Well, does the CPU have Bluetooth?
Yeah, a lot of laptops nowadays have Bluetooth built in.
Well, no laptops, but I mean like
desktops.
The desktop, yes.
Some do. So if it doesn't, you can buy a Bluetooth dongle.
Huh.
Just a USB.
Okay. Yeah. I was thinking people at work, like, if you're busy, that would be pretty cool, but
Right.
is it worth plugging your phone in or whatever?
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, with the Google Messages, I've used that as well, Joe, and that's simple. It like gives you basically a QR code. You hold your phone up to it, it does its thing, and then your phone isn't actually like connected. It's just
Right. As long as the phone's connected to the internet, it doesn't necessarily have to be connected to your computer.
Right.
All right. I mean, I can see where that could be beneficial.
But it is handy because my very short attention span, it wreaks havoc, because if I pick my phone up, I'm going to check and see what other notifications have showed up. And then I'm going to go down that rabbit hole of, okay, I got this notification for this, or I got this notification for that. Oh, let me check this real quick. An hour blows by, and that
Hey,
one...
Golden, I'm back on TikTok.
Yes, and that one, whatever initially grabbed my attention that I needed to respond to it with, I've either not responded, or I did and forgot the task I was supposed to do with it.
I don't know what happened. An hour and a half later, I'm halfway through this Cheetos bag, and
Yeah. Where am I?
yeah, I can't get off TikTok. It's
Yeah.
help.
Yeah, living life with a short attention span is not for the weak at heart.
It's crazy.
You blame Apple on this one, Joe, or is this Microsoft and Google trying to keep them from?
No, I think Apple's
Yeah.
been dragging their feet on this. I mean, it reeks of Apple being Apple.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, Apple would be responsible for, they got to write all the code and make it work, right?
Or at least work
Create
with
them.
Apple.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, why would they? Because they have it set up where your iPhone, your iPad, and your MacBook all sync miraculously, quote unquote, and it just works. So why would they hurry up and make their stuff work with their competitor?
True, very true.
And the only reason,
Just to make life harder on Apple users?
yeah. Well, so then they say they have something new to announce.
Yeah. All right, listen. 2 years have went by. We gotta up this ante a little bit.
And the only reason Android got the first ante on this is because when Microsoft's phone division plunked, they jumped on Android's bandwagon and said, you know what, Android does it way better, so we'll just partner with them and just make it work.
Yeah. All right. Well, the next story is App Store news.
Yes.
I don't know what that means.
Well, this involves both Google and Apple's app stores, so this was...
Okay.
We talked about COVID-19 when it first began. Now I'm talking about it now that it is officially...
Listen, Joe, if you're gonna shake up the magic 8 ball here and throw down another virus on us, I'm out.
No, this is good news. I told you
You
this...
called COVID-19
Yeah.
like 3 weeks prior. I remember.
Yeah, but I went back and listened to those, and it's like, oh, you poor knucklehead, you have no idea what you was talking about. It's like
I'm just saying it's not worth the risk. Don't throw down another whammy on us.
Well, yeah, but like listening to my prediction,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like it was tenfold worse than what anything I ever.
That's what I'm saying. Let's not go down that road again.
Well, no, this is good news. I repeat, this is good news.
Yeah,
That's what you said last time. The good news is, or that you said, well, because I remember it had something to do with the new iPhone coming out. It's like, listen, there's going to be delays in the iPhone, but the good news is you just have to wait a little longer, but they'll get here.
Yeah.
That was the good news, Joe. So this is very, very deja vu.
Yeah.
Don't worry, good news. Your phone will get here. You might just have to wait a little bit.
Yeah.
But good news, it'll get here. Next thing you know, we're in lockdown,
Yeah.
Joe. So careful what you say. Throw that magic 8 ball in the dumpster.
You stand on the mountaintop and shout one pandemic, and they don't let you forget it.
Dang on iPhones.
Yeah. So in App Store news, most states halt use of Google and Apple's COVID-19 exposure notification system.
Well, everybody's ignoring it anyway, so.
Exactly.
Well, yeah. Who's gonna miss that?
Right. Probably the Karen that lives in the house and sits there and monitors the entire neighborhood to see if anybody's went anywhere.
Is this all based on folks go on some sort of website and report that they got COVID, and then
I think
it lets other people around them know?
CDC News, and it just gives you like your local, like they used to do the if you're red, yellow, green, type deal, right? And same thing, it just kind of updates you of your county.
Well, this was
Exposure, I think, is different. Though.
Yeah, like this would be like if the three of us went to a concert
Right.
and somebody had, and I don't know the exact metrics on how it all worked. It just freaked me out to no end anyway.
Oh boy.
And it's basically said that, like, if there was somebody else attending that concert that had COVID
Mm-hmm.
and they tested positive and reported or whatever, then we would get a notification saying, hey.
How could that possibly track where you're at and who you're with?
Well, because
Google,
mind.
yeah, it's always
yeah,
tracking you.
yeah, and
Dang on Google.
yeah, because it would say, oh, by the way, and a notification show up says, Dave, you may want to get checked for COVID because you've been exposed by someone somewhere. And let me tell you how this doesn't really quite work real well, because last summer or summer before, I can't remember which one, we're up in Marietta and we're sitting in a subway parking lot. My phone goes off, Cena's phone goes off. This is from the Pennsylvania Department of Health. You've been exposed to someone in the Pittsburgh area that has COVID.
Really?
We're in Marietta, Ohio. Nowhere anywhere near Pennsylvania. It's like, nah, not buying that. And then it said, oh, by the way, do you want to turn on COVID-19 notifications? It's like, no, one, I don't need you tracking me. Two, look how accurate
wrong,
it is.
Yeah. Only if you're buying me lunch.
Yeah, it's been at least a decade since I've been to Pittsburgh, or maybe now a decade, maybe. And it's been at least a few years since I've been in the state of Pennsylvania altogether. So it's like, nah.
Well, no harm there, Joe. I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Your phones and the phones around you work in the background to exchange like a random ID via Bluetooth, and then it checks these random keys against positive COVID-19 cases.
Kind of like Google Maps, where they tell you if there's a wreck up ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Or,
Bingo.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I went out to Vegas like a year or two ago for Christmas, I don't know if it popped up or I went out and like downloaded it intentionally ahead of time, just like
Hey,
the
listen,
Las Vegas
Just a
COVID-19
little,
alerts.
word of caution here. What happens in Vegas stays in
Yeah.
Vegas, buddy. Don't disclose too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless it's COVID.
Did you win big and not declare it on your taxes, Justin? Is that where we're going with this?
No.
Okay.
I think I downloaded the app though just to like, we'll see if it like gives me any alerts as to what's going on now. Nothing ever popped up and nothing ever came of it, but.
It didn't say, listen, you're in the casino way too long, get out now while you still have a couple coins left.
Hey, you're missing good TikTok videos.
How dare you go gambling without your friends?
Yes.
Justin's gambling in Vegas without you.
Yeah.
Don't go to this blackjack table. It's filled with COVID.
Yeah, the dealer's coughed 3 times in 3 hands. That's not good.
Yeah. Now there's an app, but change it a little bit. This table's hot. Get over here to this table. This slot machine's hitting. Yeah. Somebody somewhere's like, ooh, I need that in my life. This in West Virginia, it'd be this hotspot's paying out.
Yeah. So many states have turned off their COVID-19 exposure notifications on iPhone and Android across the U.S. now that the public emergency has expired. At least some states also appear to be shutting down notifications on Android as well. You won't get alerts if you approach someone who has tested positive and reported their results. No personal data traded hands, as the system relied on anonymized Bluetooth exchanges rather than GPS, just like what Justin's mentioned. California and other states chalk up the decision to a combination of vaccines, wide immunity, and effective treatments. The technology was first announced in April 2020 as Apple and Google raced to create a common approach to exposure notification in the early days of the pandemic. Researchers determined that the rollout was fragmented as there wasn't a nationwide protocol early on. States either implemented their own COVID-19 alerts or delayed launches. A user from one state may not get an exposure warning if they came across someone from another state. Only 26 states released apps to make full use of notifications, and just 36 million Americans had either installed the app or enabled exposure notifications as of May 2021. So if you're sitting there wanting to know the daily who's got what, sorry, you're going to have to go back out into the world and expose yourself. Well, That didn't sound right.
I was gonna say, wow, our public message for the day just went sideways. Good job, Justin.
Yeah, that didn't work out real well.
Where's the button for tape delay? Joe's encouraging people to expose themselves. Just
delete the whole episode. Quick.
Yeah, just
Stop the stream.
At the episode, like 2 seconds after the end of the intro music, and then just delete from there.
I'm going to just throw this out there, Joe. I really thought it would be me that would probably say something appropriate, so thank you, because there's pretty much nothing I could say at this point that would be worse than what you just dropped on us.
Okay, so I'm not even going to try to recover, because it's like, I'll just dig myself even deeper, so it's like, if you want COVID, go get it. If not, stay home. There. That's the best I can do to recover on that.
Yeah.
Just as a disclaimer,
Joe told me to do it.
This show, Patch, we don't encourage anybody to go out in the world and expose themselves.
Yeah. The thoughts and opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily.
Why do I get the feeling I'm going to get a scathing message from Cena in like the next 5 minutes?
Oh, you actually think she listens to this?
You're right there. She's like, I get enough of that at home, much less when they build a podcast.
Yeah.
With his two clown friends.
The best you can do is like you get a message like next week is like, hey, I heard this at work. Somebody said
it's floating around public at
Yeah, Joe's telling people too.
Yeah, go expose themselves. Why not? Jeez. And anyway, that'll be the show for the day. We're gonna get out of here while the getting's still able to be got. On the other hand, we do have some news. Please don't expose yourself to anybody or anything in public. Just a general all-around safety message.
Why do I have this feeling like we're gonna get some kind of letter on that?
Get blocked from Facebook and everything else.
Yeah. Yeah, this video is getting blocked for harmful behavior.
You had one job, Justin. One job.
Oh, wow.
Moving on to the product review.
Yes.
Wyze is very happy to be tied to this show now.
Yeah.
No wonder why they won't sponsor us.
Exactly.
Like, time out. Don't even mention our name or our products ever again.
Yes, we would greatly appreciate it if you didn't.
Oh, boy.
Wyze. All right, so shifting gears, Joseph.
All right.
All right.
So, Wyze. We're going to talk about Wyze today.
Okay. I'm on their website right now.
And well, I got a discussion after the show.
Oh boy.
So
they do floor lamps now. Ooh.
Well, I will throw this out there. I have Wyze products,
and you mentioned before the show
I've had one of the cameras go bad. The outside cameras stopped charging, and now my thermostat at my house stopped working correctly.
Really? How long have you had the thermostat?
Year and a half, roughly.
Oh, I'm gonna say because if it's still under the year,
which I mean, I've been totally happy. I love the way it functions, but
right.
When I turned my air on this season, which was last week, I tried to just test and everything, and it wouldn't send power to the fan. So everything else kicked on, but not the fan. Now, if I do heat, it sends power for heat.
Is there something wrong in your unit itself?
No, I had a guy. We B&G Heating Cooling out of Ripley.
Okay.
One of our sponsors for our soccer team, have been for years. So, and they take care of all our daycare heating there. I called them, and by golly, the next morning the guy was there, and he checked everything out. And he said, "Nope, it's something in the thermostat."
Really?
Yeah. So can't say enough. Nikki and with the owner of B&G and she sent out Josiah. Wonderful people. So if you need heat and air work, I highly recommend B&G Heating and Cooling. And did I mention they sponsor our soccer team for the last probably 10 years?
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, little sponsor plug.
There you go.
Anyway, so yeah, I'm not happy with Wyze. Daggone it. But everything else works fantastic.
Now I will admit, we was having issues with the buds.
Yeah.
The left bud not working.
Yeah.
I sent him an email last week.
Oh, did you stop working now?
Yeah, it quit because you and I discussed this. It's been probably a month ago.
Okay, yeah.
And I shot him an email and very helpful.
Yeah.
And I was out mowing Thursday evening, and seen it was coming out of the house, and I just took them out and holding them in my hand, and I don't know what happened, because it's been like that for months.
Yeah.
But the left one started working again.
Really?
Yeah, and I was literally just holding them in my hand, so I don't know if
You get that magic touch.
apparently I don't know if that fixed it or what, but they started working again, so I'm not complaining. Yeah, I'm holding my breath.
Huh. What did they tell you email-wise?
They wanted me to try to resync it, which I knew resync wasn't going to work because I've gotten 2 phones since then,
Yeah.
and it did the same thing on both. But then they wanted like the purchase date, and I was like, oh, that was a gift I don't have. But they said, well, if you send us the proof of purchase, we could probably work out something, or we can just cut through all this and just give you a $20 gift card. I'm like,
Hey.
well, I'm not, failing either way. So
Yeah.
so yeah, at least reach out to their tech support. Their tech support is
I
phenomenal.
did, and they just said to reset everything and let them know. I didn't get back though yet. So I need to get
keep on that.
Yeah.
Because
they're nice.
their tech support is.
Because I had an earbud go bad, and it was within the deadline, and they just sent me a new set and said, hey, recycle the old one, which I liked. They said recycle the old one. They
Yeah,
didn't say throw it away or
right.
whatever. They said recycle it.
There you go.
So, yeah. All right, anyway. I forgot what we were talking about. Something about Wyze. You're doing something with Wyze.
Yes, I am reviewing the Wyze Cam Plus service, the monthly subscription service.
Okay.
We've been having kind of an ongoing issue at our church
Yeah.
and
I know you installed cameras.
yes, and we installed Wyze cameras. Well, I went and took a step further, and we put internet in at the church, and I subscribed to the Wyze Cam Plus service. So here's my review on that.
Okay. And what is the Wyze Cam Plus service?
It is a monthly subscription, and I'll read through all the perks that you get, and you can do either a monthly plan for $1.99 per month per camera,
Right.
or you can go ahead and spend $20 a year per camera, or you can go with the plan I went for was the $10 a month for unlimited cameras, and unlimited has an asterisk, and I'll get into that. So with the Cam Plus plan, you get instead of motion alert delays, you get back-to-back recording. So if you have a camera that's plugged in, you don't get a clip and then a break, then another clip. It records back-to-back. And some of the added advantages, you get cloud video recording, you get person detection, package detection, vehicle detection, pet detection, 2-time and 4-time event fast forwarding, and now they also include Wyze Web View, so you're not limited to just looking at the videos on your phone. You can actually go to the Wyze website and review the videos on your computer. And that is for $9.99 a month, like I said, or $1.99 a month, depending on how you want to do it. And this unlimited cameras, here's what they say. They say unlimited cameras, but the limit is actually up to 99 Wyze cameras.
Should cover most situations.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
I was
my
supposed to say, holy smokes. What
Yeah.
are you covering that you need more than 99?
Right.
Car lot, and you want to cover every car?
Yeah, from the inside. Yeah, that's what I thought was. They say unlimited, and then you read the fine print that says up to 99, and I'm kind of chuckling myself. I was like, yeah, you say unlimited, but technically there is a limit, but the limit is like astronomical. It's like there's no possible way you would watch 99 Wyze cams.
Gosh. Well, I don't know. If you had a kid trained in TikTok, you probably could turn them loose and say, hey, just keep an eye on these.
Yeah.
True.
It'd be an uphill battle, though.
Yeah. What skills do you bring to the table? I can watch screens for hours and hours, days. You just stick me in front of the screen.
You won't believe. Give me my gaming chair and my headset, and I will entertain myself like nobody's business in front of that monitor.
Right.
So you've been getting some notifications, Jode, when folks come through and
Yeah,
people
and
detection?
we've installed the cameras for about 3 weeks now, maybe a month. I think it's been about 3 weeks, and already the stuff we've caught going on in our church parking lot is
Ooh.
crazy. Like stuff that it's not technically illegal because I asked the prosecutor, but nothing I will discuss on air. I'll be more than happy to discuss off air, but I won't discuss on air.
Well, hey, the stuff you've already thrown out, what's it going to matter now?
Oh, trust me.
You're already telling people to go expose themselves in public. I don't know that whatever you say past that can
Well,
be either more damaging or.
We've already shut the door on that topic, and I'm not.
Yeah, I was
going
to say. We had one issue already today of not a good disclaimer, so let's just limit it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not opening
Justin
that door
didn't even try to stop you. That's what I'm like. He's looking at you expectantly saying, "Yo, yeah, throw this out, Joe."
Yeah.
Let's hear him. Justin, come on, man. Anyway, back to Wyze. So, working at your church.
The service is really easy to set up. Literally, you already have your Wyze accounts. You already have your cameras. So you sign up for the service, and then you just go and go. I want the, and you just click on the cameras you want added to that subscription, and it's one and done.
Yeah, nice. Okay.
So, are you guys?
Did you say $10.99 a year?
$9.99 for a month, or $19.99 for a year for a single camera, or $1.99 per month per camera, or $19.99 per year per camera, or you can do the $9.99 per month for 99 cameras.
Nice.
Up to 99 cameras.
Yeah. I mean, and that's, what is that, 120 a year?
Yeah.
English teacher, not math.
Yeah.
I'll double check with Joe. My math.
Oh yeah,
my
yeah.
basic math skills.
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Ask me. Yeah, that's the person that tells CNET, make sure the bills get paid because and the taxes are done right, because the government don't like good enough.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Anyway. Okay.
So, are you guys ready for pros and cons?
You betcha.
The pros, the cloud video recording. This is a service that Wyze used to offer for free, but then as they grew, they had to cut some ties. But you can get cloud video recording and the person detection and pet detection. This one's really neat. The accuracy on it, for the most part, has been pretty good. Like this morning, I checked the cameras and it said there was a pet detected at the church in the cemetery, and kind of find out it was one of the deer that ran by. So it's pretty good on that. The easy setup, literally, you already have the app, you already have the cameras. You literally pay for the service and add that camera to that service. It can't get any easier. I mean, it could if it automatically added it, but I still like the control of I can add and take away whichever cameras I want as part of that subscription. I don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
It's not forcing my hand saying, "Oh, you're going to have to add these," or excuse me, or you're going to have to pick and choose. You have the full freedom to pick and choose whichever ones you want. The only con.
Really?
Yes, I have one con. And because you know me, Dave, I couldn't be honest if I didn't have cons.
Well, yeah. I mean, but I'm impressed it's only one.
Yeah, and it's not even a huge one. It was just a minor inconvenience. When we first set up, or when I first set everything up, I went ahead and set everybody down in church. And when I say I set everybody down, on a good Sunday, there's like 8 of us. We don't have enough people to start a good fight. So basically, almost everybody in church.
What kind of fight's a good fight if it requires like a lot of people?
Well,
I didn't know. I've never heard that one.
Yeah.
But anyway, okay, I'm gonna throw that out the next time.
Yeah.
The next time I can fit that in,
Yeah.
I'll use that line just because it tickles me.
Yeah. So, like, literally almost everybody in the church has access to the cameras now. I set it up where everybody has access, so there's no issue of somebody saying, "Well,
Are you
I
gonna
didn't."
prank them?
Oh no, there's enough action going on. They don't need me up there
I
messing
was
with
gonna
them.
say you need to be like one of those Sasquatch deals and just kind of like meander through and see who notices.
Yeah. Well, trust me, what went on last week somehow fell through the cracks because I was the only one who noticed it. Nobody knew anything about it until I brought it to church on Sunday. So that was interesting. Because everything else, everybody's talking about, "Hey, did you see that person walk through the other day?" Yeah. Or did you see the squirrels run up down the tree? Yeah. But literally that incident happened and nobody saw it.
Now everybody's like, "Ooh, gotta go back and check the evidence."
Yeah.
How funny.
When I set everything up, I ran into a small issue where it says that it'll record, it increase your length of recording up to 5 minutes on the outdoor battery operated cameras.
Right.
I was getting 10 seconds continuously. Like it would record for 10 seconds, then it would take a break, and then the next thing would be. I could never see any video recording go faster than 10 seconds or go any higher than 10 seconds.
Yeah.
So I did a little research, and there's a glitch in Wyze's software, and it doesn't happen all the time. That sometimes in setup it just does that. So literally all I had to do, I went into the account, I went into the Wyze app, I turned off the Cam Plus service on all the cameras, turned it back on, and it fixed it.
Really?
Yeah.
Just a little glitch in there.
Just a little small hiccup, nothing crazy, but it's just the fact that that's kind of a known issue that either they're working on or they still haven't got the bugs worked out. So
And that's like totally a software issue?
yeah, it's a complete software issue. I mean, it's nothing wrong with the cameras or anything like that. It's
and I got to be honest, I kind of did not think that would be your con.
really.
Well, because I know you do a lot of camera installs. I know you do. Is Argo one of them or something like that?
We used to do Arlo, but then
Arlo, there you go.
but then when they moved to the paid platform, we kind of stepped away
and you
from
switched to something else. So
But
I guess my point is, I know you've done like high-end camera, security
Right.
camera type stuff. So I thought maybe because Wyze is kind of like the cheap deal on the block.
right.
I thought you were gonna have some quality issue.
No, because the quality wise, I mean, you don't get any better video quality than you do with the regular camera itself.
Yeah.
So I mean, paying the subscription doesn't get you any better video quality, which I'm glad that Wyze doesn't go down that route. But as quality wise, I mean, for the price, Wyze has pretty great quality.
Right. I'm just saying, I kind of thought when you said you only had one con, I was like, oh man, it's because you dealt with high-end security cameras
Right.
in your installs, and that you'd say something along those lines. So I'm
No.
really surprised it's just a glitch, but that's a nice surprise. Good job on Wyze end.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for the money, I've recommended Wyze to many customers with the caveat of, listen, there is a monthly subscription if you want all the bells and whistles, where the other dealers we deal with, we have dealers for home and small business use, and then I have full on commercial size dealer that's just crazy.
With the features you get, I mean, compared to other ones out there, is this the cheapest by far, or similar price? I mean,
it's similar in price. It's a little bit cheaper than some. I think Arlo at one point I saw was like at $15. Wyze usually is the cheaper.
What's the other big one? Nest or something, or
Ring. Yeah, Ring was, I think Ring's like $15-20 a month. I mean, their prices are just crazy. And then here's
is
Wyze
that
doing
unlimited cameras, or up to 99 with them too, probably, or
No, I think. Well, let me look up Rings real quick because they're the biggest one. Then.
because you think of their doorbells, that's kind of like the real popular one.
Right, and that's what got them all started.
But then I'm sure they have individual cameras too, outdoor cameras and all that.
I don't know. It is, I did notice, like, I know Walmart sells security system cameras now and stuff like that.
Right.
I haven't looked at them to know what type or anything, but I was surprised when I went by.
Do you do
It's been a couple years
a
ago.
monthly plan, Dave?
No.
And I used to be completely against any monthly subscription plan. And the only thing that broke me of that for this is this situation.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, you need a longer span of data.
well, the cameras we had in the church were the older type that had the BNC connector and all that, and we had cameras out throughout the parking lot, but we had laid conduit, and then the cables quit working. It was going to be a bear to dig all that conduit up, and we've had incidents happen and stuff come up missing, and I'm the only one that knows how to run the DVR, and so we just had one camera in the window, and unless it happened during the day, the camera itself was useless because you just catching the camera's reflection at night.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I'm tired of fooling with this. And I told everybody in the church, I was like, look, I've got a solution here. This would work out better for everybody. Then everybody has access. Everybody knows what's going on. And we'll know either instantly or within minutes or an hour, whoever checks their phone first, something going on. And we're not having to completely guess, okay, well, the lock's missing on the storage shed. Did it come up missing yesterday, or did it happen last month and we've not noticed it since then?
Yeah. And, just general entertainment purposes.
Yes, most definitely.
It sounds, everybody's like, hey, we got something to watch now.
Yeah.
And the night vision is pretty good on.
Oh yeah, yeah. The night vision's pretty good.
Mine are great. That's yeah.
And where I have the cameras setting, they're close enough where the quality. I mean, you can't pick up a license plate. That's pretty much impossible unless you get a license plate type camera.
I didn't know they made such a thing, but okay.
But
Oh yeah.
definitely make and model though easily.
Oh,
Yeah.
most definitely. Yeah, without issue. Yeah, I can show you the video after the show that
Oh, great. Here we go.
of the incident.
Oh boy.
Justin's starting to cold sweat. Was it
Yeah.
you, Justin?
Could you make out the face? Or,
The car and make model, is it like mine?
yeah.
I didn't realize that was your church, Joe.
Yeah.
Will a simple sorry card work? Or
Yeah.
do I need to make a public apology?
Yeah. Do I need to get a lawyer? Or?
Yeah.
All right. Well, so Justin, based off of what you've heard here, I'm
Yep.
going to
Oh
point
yeah.
out one con, and it wasn't a big one, simple glitch, easy for an IT guy to fix, but as he said, a known issue. Joe's 5-star rating.
But an easy issue to resolve for the IT guy, but the common consumer.
That's why.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why I hashtagged IT guy.
Okay.
Knowing that, what's your lucky guess here?
Yeah, knowing that, there's no way it can go 5. I don't think. Just because even if you spent 5 minutes, it's still 5 minutes, and when a product should work the way it's advertised. So I'm saying 4, but it's a strong 4.5 on this one.
Okay, Dave.
Oh, I'm 4.5 easy. I would almost say I agree with you. It would be a 5 easy if you hadn't have said it was a known issue and they didn't resolve it. Then it'd been a 5. So I'm going 4.5.
Well, you gentlemen know me all too well. We've done this way too long.
We've been
4.5
down this
stars.
road, baby. Here we go. High five you. Attaboy.
Yes.
4.5 stars on the Wyze ring Cam Plus.
And I think we don't even have to go downtown and expose ourselves.
Yeah.
Just saying, when you win one like that,
Yeah.
it kind of nullifies any agreements priorly made with Joe about the exposure issue.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Did I say downtown? I meant the church.
Yeah. Or D, all the above.
we're gonna have a
All
Friday
over the
night
place.
Spencer just make a round.
Yeah.
Anyway, see what you started, Joe.
Yeah.
Episode 139 will always be known as this episode.
The show that broke it all.
Yeah. In the back of Justin's head, he's thinking, man, how many places do I have to stop? It's gonna be a busy Friday night. Oh well, something to do.
Yeah.
Didn't have anything on my agenda anyway.
Yeah.
Great show.
We are bringing technology news to your doorstep and more. But yeah. Oh wait, there's more.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Well, Joe, if anybody has any questions for you, and this is what I would say, I know you've been doing a lot of security camera business. So if anybody's interested in security camera in security camera business stuff, contact Joe and Cena and I'm sorry, I forgot Nick.
Yeah.
Or Nick at A&M Digital Technologies, because you guys have been in this field for not only a long time, but here it seems like the last 3 or 4 years, really hitting the security camera business.
And that is keeping me hopping. I just did an install last week. I did an install for a customer a couple weeks before that. That same customer I did an install a couple weeks ago. They're wanting me to do a second install.
Nice.
And I just shipped a big order out Friday.
Nice.
To a hotel in North Dakota.
Nice. All right. Well, if you have any of those concerns or anything else that we talked about, the App Store, we talked about TikTok.
And Microsoft.
Microsoft,
Yes.
I started to say Google, but I knew it. How they get a hold of you, Joe?
You can give us a call at our office at 304-927-3588. Check out our website at amdigitaltech.com. Be sure to follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram at AM Digital Tech for all that. And be sure to subscribe to the podcast Help Desk with Joe and Dave. We're on all the major platforms, and all of our episodes are hosted by Anchor.fm.
And this is what I'll say. This will be my tagline for the day. If you get bored, just call the number, Justin.
3588-927-3588.
And just let Nick know that you're going to come and expose yourself. And don't tell him why. Don't tell him where you heard it. Just say, hey, Nick, by the way, I'm going to expose myself. Prepare.
Yeah, and just be prepared for the results because I don't know what'll happen.
I was going to say, just that'll liven Nick's day up.
Yeah.
He'll be like, what just happened?
Yeah.
What did Joe say?
Yeah. Yeah, I get called. Hey, you wouldn't believe what just happened. What, Nick? Some person came out here.
Nick, this is just for you.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll make Nick's day a little brighter.
Yeah.
Well, a little more interesting.
Yeah, a little more interesting at least. Yeah.
All right. Well, Joe, thank you very much. We appreciate all you do at A&M Digital Technologies, powering everything behind the Patch Studio and our Patch offices and our daycares and so forth. So we'll be back next week with more exposure to things in the tech world. There you go.
There we go.
And
A&M,
used appropriately, by the way.
Yes.
That time.
A&M doing some cool giveaways at our races too. We got
yeah.
a race this Friday, 5:30 p.m. signups, 6:15 race, Rhone General Hospital.
Yeah, this is one of our best races too. Jane Hardman Memorial Run Walk.
Yep.
And
Entry fees go towards a scholarship for Rhone County
first
you go.
scholarship
high
going on
school
here
seniors.
in a couple weeks.
Yep.
So Jane Hardman scholarship.
Giving the scholarship away tonight for last year's race. So
Nice.
that's exciting.
Tonight, that's right. It is
Yep.
tonight. Gosh, time flies.
Yep.
So how exciting is that? We've got a 5th or 6th scholarship coming out now.
That's amazing.
So to help some student go on to either the educational mental health field. We're excited about that. So anyway, Justin's going to do the honors this evening, I think. And,
Yep.
And okay, anyway, exciting stuff. We should have some next week. We'll have some news maybe about how much scholarship money comes in and out of Rhone County for our local students. So pretty cool. All right, we'll be back next week with more interesting news and exposure to technology. So everybody have a great week. Joe, see what you started?
Yes, I have.
And enjoy the spring weather as it starts to roll in. Get outside and come to one of our races, run walks. Friday, Jane Hardman.